The practice of body modification through tattooing has been present in the Pacific since pre-colonial and pre-contact times. It can be found in Polynesia, Micronesia, and Melanesia, and has warranted the attention of anthropologists who have worked in the region. Tattooing, or tatau in some Polynesian languages, is especially prevalent with the Maori in New Zealand, the Samoans, the Tongans, the Marquesans, and many other groups in Polynesia. Tattooing was done for a number of reasons: to show social and political status, as a rite of passage, to commemorate a specific achievement of an individual, to mark someone's membership in a group, and so on. However, this practice came under attack in the early 16th century, with the arrival of European colonizers who outlawed tattooing in many islands. Still, tattooing survived, especially in Samoa, where colonial constraints were not as dire as they were in other regions of the Pacific. In the 1990s, many Polynesian cultures turned their eye to Samoan tattoo masters, known as kakau, to regain what they had lost. I interviewed Hawaiian tattoo master Keone Nunez to get more information on this tattoo revival.
That by laying on the mat and getting work done, you're actually experiencing the very same thing that your ancestors experienced hundreds, thousands, millennial periods of time prior, because you're working with your hand. I mean, you're getting work done by someone who's working with their hands. And so it's very humbling. It makes a connection that oftentimes people do not expect. Yeah. But I think the most important thing, and that's why I think it's important to get work done using traditional methods, because that's the total reclamation of who we are as a people.
As I have mentioned before, Pacific tattooing has caught the attention of many anthropologists. Van Gennep spoke of bodily transformations in his work on rites of passage. Levi Strauss wrote that Maori tattoos stamp onto the mind all the traditions and the philosophy of the group. And Bordeaux spoke of the socially informed body. I have a hypothesis that Pacific tattoos have adopted a new function: to assert post-colonial identities.
I have a short story. When I went to Northern California, I helped some of the Native Americans do this tattoo that was on their chin. And in doing so, I asked them, why did you send for someone who lives in Hawaii to work on this for you? And their answer didn't come right away. It came during what was called a potlatch, sort of like a luau, a gathering where people ate and all of that kind of stuff. And they said that, during this time, there was this song. There was a real raucous, joyous song. And the guy came to me that I asked the original question to. And he sat by me and he says, "Oh, do you know what this song is about?" And I said, "No, not really. I didn't understand the language or anything, right?" And he says, "Does it seem like a happy song?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "This song is praising the fact that and recognizing that time when the first white women came into our area." And I thought it was a kind of an odd thing. Then he went further to explain. He said, when white women came to our area, that meant that our women, our Native women, stopped being raped. Our Native men stopped being killed for their women. Um, our land that belonged to the women would stay within our hands. And he said, for us, the designs, although simple, are very, very meaningful. So why would we put these sacred designs on with a machine that was developed by the same people that killed our people, that took away our land, and that raped our women? And that was a very, very powerful statement. And so that's why I think it's important to reclaim, for all of us, to reclaim our traditional way of doing things. And I know it's really, really hard. That's why I'm willing to help anyone that really wants to learn some of the techniques that I know, because by doing that, you can really reclaim in totality who you are as a native person. And to me, that's really important. Yeah.
From my interview with Keone, it is clear that placing a traditional Pacific tattoo on your skin instead of using Western methods is a conscious choice that separates the individual from the colonizer, reaffirming an identity that rejects the colonial method of tattooing, and by extension, the colonizers themselves.
There are very few things in this modern world that you can do that are exactly the same that your ancestors felt. And getting tattooed is one of those things. In a traditional way, you lay down just as they laid down. You feel exactly what they felt, and you hear exactly what they heard. And so it takes you back to exactly what they did thousands of years ago. The power in that is amazing.